Hello everyone and welcome to Gearhead Entertainment. Today is Sundays with Steve and we're going to be playing Where They Belong. So this is the last level in Egypt and we've been building to it for a while now. We've collected all of the Osiris pieces and now all of our heroes are going to regroup and gather them together at the pyramid. Now I have to say, it kind of doesn't make sense because everybody wants the Osiris pieces at the pyramid. Gargarensis wants them all there, so you can destroy them there. We want them all there, so that we can assemble them there. So I don't really see why we went through all the hectic practice of gathering them, but yeah, it's fine, it's fine. We've got them here, it's fine. So we're gonna bring them to the pyramid and revive the god Osiris in order to use him to stop Gargarensis from opening the gate to the underworld. That's the basic premise. This level is, I mean, it's got some challenges, but it's actually relatively easy. It's more tedious than anything. That is a trend. You either get some really, really hard levels or some really, really tedious. There are a few that are just straight up fun. I think the last level was a lot of fun. That was one of my favorites. This one, it's not bad. It's a standard, your army is split, you have to reassemble them together in the middle. Every campaign, like the Greeks, the Egyptians, and the Norse all have a version of that. It's a standard twist to each of the missions, and that's one of the ones we're dealing with here. Fortunately, our armies are actually relatively close, and reassembling them is not that hard. So I'm going to go ahead. I want to build a wall up here because we're going to get attacked from the north, and you're going to want two walls, really. This is just kind of to buy you time. I prefer choke points, but sometimes you just need a wall, and this is one of those cases. So let's get everybody in an army while our villagers build a wall. I don't want the pharaoh in an army. We're playing as Isis, so our empowerment is relatively limited. Let's also get a market. We're going to need gold online soon. We're going to need food production. Right now, it's just kind of trying to balance your villagers and get everything off the ground. I do want my villagers to try and chop through. So that tree line is what's dividing our armies. We chop down those trees, we'll be able to reconnect our armies. Let's go ahead and do that. There. And just start building. The sooner you get the walls up, the better. And the sooner you chop down those trees, the better. Because they're going to kind of alternate left, right, left, right. For them, it's very easy. For you, you'd have to push through a couple of fortified walls and towers, and it's just a pain in the butt. Especially since we don't have a lot of troops starting out. I do want to get some priests. They are going to bring some myth units, so I want some hero support. And once I get a barracks, we're going to start training units. Probably, I think I'd probably prefer to have slingers. They'll be good for pelting enemy units over the walls. Let's see. It's kind of a toss-up. In my playtesting of this level, sometimes I get hit on the left side, sometimes the right side. So just bear in mind, you want to have your armies ready on either side because you never know what's going to happen. And again, the sooner we get this tree line down, the better, because then we can shift our army left, right, left, right. Let's get our villagers on the inside. We're going to need our gold production. You want to start. I generally, like I always say, I like to start with 10 on food, wood, and gold, and then go up to 20. Let's start by getting to 10. That'll be enough resources in the early game. Mid to late game, 20 will help get you resources even faster. Is it excessive? Probably, but I rarely have to worry about resources. So let's see here. Probably harvest the goats soon. I want to get through the berry bushes because I want to put my farms where those bushes are. That said, we've got enough food. I'm going to take these guys, build some houses. And I haven't been speeding up the gameplay as much the last couple levels because the last couple have been crazy enough. I've just had them slowed down. So I'm probably going to try and play a little bit more sped up for a lot of this if I can. There's one thing. So speeding up is nice because you don't, adjusting the speed is nice, I guess, because you can slow it down if you're in a pinch, and that makes it easier to micromanage units, or you can speed them up in order to kind of make things go faster. You spend less time waiting on the boring stuff. Let's go ahead. A hippo. I guess we're going for the hippo instead of the very easy giraffe. Don't worry about it. Let's not think about it. Okay, we got about 9 there, and then we got somebody on We got 2 on farming, so we'll worry about that in a bit. Got a decent sized army. Again, the priests are going to be good. They're not going to be the only unit we rely on, but we're going to need the priests. They bring just enough myth units that you're going to want them, and they're ranged they're ranged heroes, so they should be able to take down the myth units from over the wall, which will be nice. Again, the wall's just there to kind of slow them down. They'll probably break through it once or twice. It's not the end of the world. It's just to buy us time, as per usual. Not going to bother with choke points this match because we kind of need the time more than we need to funnel them. Let's see here. More houses. I want to make sure I've got enough population because, you know, we're starting to butt up. We got 94 out of 100, so we're starting to butt up against that population limit. And that's less than ideal. It'll mean that we're not going to get any villager production and we're not going to get as many heroes. So, almost. We can almost go through that tree line. I want to get all of my farming upgrades as well. That's going to be, well, you know, I like to get all my resource production upgrades as early as possible. It just, you know, it builds faster. Saves you a lot of time later on. Snowballs, that's what I'm looking for. And we'll get ballistics. They're much more important at the moment because, again, we're going to try and hit things over the wall, and they're going to make your ranged units more accurate. So having that ballistics upgrade early on is going to be really effective. Let's see here. Training peltis, or slingers. Again, they're kind of a ranged unit that we can throw stuff over the wall with. That's the idea. If I had archers, we would be using archers. Let's get some slingers on the left side because you never know which one they're going to hit yet, and we're not quite through that tree line. They usually send their first attack about the time you're chopping down the trees, so you can usually pivot an army in time, but it's just tedious, so you want to stay alert for it. We're getting there. We're starting to get a good spread of villagers, so that's nice. The army is a little bit weak on the right side. Again, the tree line's almost down. We could almost get our army through, so I don't think it's going to be an issue, but just keep an eye on it when you're playing through. Again, it's not always consistent whether it's left side or right side first, so just be aware of that. So ideally, you should be able to finish this level before the pyramid is opened. I never bother with that. I'm usually still trying to kind of build up by that point. So if the pyramid does open up, don't worry about it. It's actually not that bad. I mean, it trains a constant stream of myth units, but most of the time they don't leave the pyramid area, and by the time you get to that point, you've got a strong enough army you don't need to worry about it. Let's go ahead and get some boiling oil. More slingers. We'll have our food production. We'll have these guys on food production. We'll have them harvest the goats. The goats aren't full up, but I'm really just trying to get rid of them at this point. And it's coming on the left side. I did not necessarily want my raiding cavalry out front, but it's fine. And see, because we got these slingers, they're taking down enemies on the far side of the wall pretty effectively. Same with the priests. They're shredding these myth units. And that's what we need. It is a little bit tedious because they can kind of hit your gold production, but other than that, it's not too bad. Come on, let's kill these guys, please. I want to go ahead, let's throw up a Migdol. So they have a good rate of fire compared to towers, and it'll allow us to advance to the next age once we've got enough resources. I think gold is probably going to be the limiting factor. Let's go ahead. I'm just kind of, I try to cut through some of the boring things in post. So little things like you might see when I start to build a farm, they show up completed. That's intentional. Let's see here. I'm gonna need more. That's the thing, because I've kind of got, I've almost got enough production, but it feels a little bit slow. Okay, finish hunting these animals. You're always gonna get more food. Well, you're gonna get food faster from hunting than you are from farming. I think that's like always the case. The thing is, it gets harder and harder to find huntables. So at some point you transition to farming, but early on it's definitely faster. And mid to late game, the longer you can hunt, the better. Let's go ahead and get another Migdol. I kind of expect these to go down. So again, they kind of hit you with heavy stuff at some point, kind of like partway through. So these Migdols may not last forever, but the better protection I get, the better. You know, just a little bit extra can make a difference. I'm gonna get some chariot archers. Ooh, lovely. So hit from the other side now. And the Ancestors' God Power was unnecessary. That's okay. Our army should be here in time. We'll probably group these guys into one army at some point. Anyway, I want the chariot archers, even though I know they're a little bit more expensive because they're fast and ranged units, which is really, really helpful. And they actually do decent damage, so they're decent soldiers to recruit. Let's go ahead and get our gold miners on the gold mine. Now, we are going to have to transition a little bit into caravans here very shortly, because we're running up against all the gold that we have in the area. Now, there is gold to the north of us on the other side of these walls. The problem is that the enemy is there, and so it's kind of, farming from those sections is very difficult. Let's see if we can get Amanra here. Well, actually, I'm going to let her heal. That way when you revive her, she's coming back with more health and you've got more time to work with. Let's see here. I've got 20 on wood, 20 on food, 20 on gold. The rest of these guys could probably be builders. At least for now. We need a few more buildings, including some towers. Again, just a little bit extra defenses. The idea is to have the walls slow them down. We're not going to be able to stop them entirely, but a little bit extra time can go a long way. I recommend, by the way, so right now I've been using a lot of ranged units and letting the walls be the shield and my guys be the sword. At some point I'm going to transition into war elephants. So the war elephants are probably Egypt's strongest unit. They do decent siege, they do decent against enemy units, and they have a lot of health. And they're not crazy expensive for the kind of unit they are. I mean, for being kind of like heavy elite cavalry, they're not that bad. So once we've got our resource production more stabilized with caravans, I'm going to start transitioning more to elephants. One thing I do want to do, so you can see I'm building a monument over here. I need all my monuments, but I'm going to start by building a monument to the soldiers, and because it's the next one on the list, and I'm just going to have my pharaoh empower it. Okay, we'll use the ancestors this time because the phoenixes are unnecessary. I think the fortress is going to kill that phoenix. See about the other one. I'm going to go ahead and get the wall upgrade by us a little bit more time. Our army should be coming over. Anyway, by empowering the monuments as Isis, you can heal your units, which is going to be massively effective. So that's kind of the advantage Isis gets. That, and you can't cast god powers in the radius of the monument. So it is a bit of a defensive measure. Now, they haven't really been dropping a lot of god powers on my base. They've been dropping ancestors right outside the base, so that's been difficult, and your monument is going to protect from that. But if they were to try and drop meteors on you, they wouldn't be able to activate it somewhere where there's a monument, which is helpful because it keeps them from being able to hit critical buildings. Or if they do, it will usually be a glancing blow. Okay, see, there goes the walls, and that's to be expected. We're going to have our units, we're going to drop the Scorpion Man and the camel. Ooh, sounds like I have a dog. Yeah, the idea is, again, the wall is just there to buy you time. I'm not stoked that the Phoenix came back. But, you know, we've been busy dealing with their other army, so the Phoenix had time to respawn. That was a bit of a heavy hit. I am going to need to retrain some units. And gold is clearly the limiting factor. It's just, you know, it's difficult because we don't quite have what I need to push forward and claim a couple other gold mines. So I'm trying to transition into camels, into caravans. They don't make quite as much money, but they're infinite and they're stable. And that's what's going to help a lot. So, move these guys forward a bit. Take some of these guys, finish building the wall. One of the gold mines is over here. So you can see there's one up here. And it's like, it's relatively unguarded. You know, most of their defensive structures are off to the right, which is nice. The problem is, you have to keep an army here, and you're either going to get hit at your gold mine or down at your walls, and it's kind of tedious. So, you can probably use those gold mines, but I may wait till I've got a better army. The Phoenixes are really uncalled for. I don't need Phoenixes. Let's see here. They went down pretty quickly, though, so there's that. Let's see how well the elephants do. Our slingers are going to do next to nothing against these buildings, so I'm hoping the elephants... Well, the elephants better tear through, because they're hitting me over here, and it's going to be a long way around. And I can't drop ancestors because I do not have that kind of favor. Let's see here. See if I can bring some villagers to kind of repair the walls, buy me a bit more time, just until my guys can carve through over here. If I can take down the siege towers, that's going to be the big thing. Everything else my towers can deal with, but the siege towers are going to abuse my towers. Let's see, come on. You guys got this. Break the wall. There we go. And there's another gold mine, and that one is guarded by a few towers, and unfortunately I just don't have the siege necessary to deal with it, so we're just gonna have to do this live. I don't appreciate you guys going through the town center. If I could get through this gate, then I could, you know, I could come in from behind and deal with it. And there goes the town center. Okay, we're gonna have to rebuild that. That's annoying. That's annoying. Oh well. We can rebuild it. We have the technology. Let's get some more elephants. As I said, they're pretty effective units. I just don't have a ton of gold to work with. That really is the problem. So I've said this before, and I'll say it again. One of the things you can do is you can use your villagers in order to deal with an enemy army. Especially if those villagers are kind of on the chopping block anyways, you might as well have them go down swinging and do a little bit extra damage. Either that, or maybe you can use them to kind of buy time for other villagers to get away safely. Let's go ahead and go through here. You guys can attack this. We'll go with the chariot first because he's lower health. Man, that was just annoying. I probably shouldn't have gone around to the left, but that's alright. Alright, let's see here. So, if we can drop this last camel. Man, they're being obnoxious. Really obnoxious. Okay. Come on, guys. If I can get my army over there, that would be great. They do hit you with a lot, so you just gotta be you gotta continually training stuff. This is a little bit sloppier than I usually do it. I think I'm still fine. I don't think this is gonna ruin a run, but it is annoying. So I've been relying pretty heavily on Scorpion Men for this level, because, I mean, you're kind of locked in with them from the start. They're not bad units, they're not great, but they do poison damage, which I think works as divine damage and ignores armor. And so because of that, I've been... And they also, so they cost wood and favor, and those are two things that I have a lot of. That's usually a good idea. If you're stocked up on one resource, try and build an army out of that resource. You may not be able to, but the more you can, the better. Jeez. This has been brutal. Okay. So I think I've repelled that wave. I think we'll be alright. We just gotta keep training units. Oh, do not mind my cat. And we've advanced, so that's gonna help. The Phoenix, in particular, should give us a little bit extra cover, especially if we can keep the enemy archers from targeting. Those towers are obnoxious, and those need to go, but for right now I'm just going to use these villagers to repair the wall, and if I can get a town center here in a bit, that would be great. In the meantime, I'm just going to have to distribute them among different resources. Come on. Still need gold, okay. How much am I, how much is this? Good lord. 550, okay, that's a little bit much. Let's get the whole army over here to deal with this. Yeah, see, like, I haven't even gotten most of my upgrades. It's just been crazy. Okay, once I drop this tower, it'll make it a little bit easier to repair on that segment of wall. We're gonna have a we're gonna have a town center back up in a bit. Oh goodness! I'm just gonna auto queue the chariots. We've got a decent amount of gold and a lot of wood, so I think I can do that. Food. Gotta get the 20 back up on food. Okay, the phoenixes are unnecessary. That's okay. They're not going to target our priests, it doesn't look like, so I can do a decent amount of damage. Yeah, there we go. And screw it, I'm just going to buy some time. Alright, and we have enough Scorpion Men and Charioteers trained that I think we'll be in decent shape. It feels kind of like a waste of a meteor, but you know what? If it keeps you alive. No Petsukos this round, though, so we're just kind of stuck with what we got. Okay, so we got Arkantos. That's going to help. That's going to help a lot, actually, because Arkantos has a decent amount of gold nearby, and we're going to take advantage of that. That is one thing. We get reinforcements. He doesn't have a huge army, per se, and he only has a couple of villagers, but he has gold. So we're going to build a town center over here, train a lot of villagers from the town center, and start collecting gold. Let's see here. Again, we want an even spread of villagers, roughly. I mean, you rotate them as you need them, but ideally the default should be about 20 on each, for my money. Some people are going to recommend less. I've been struggling for resources with, like, 10, 15 at a time, so I don't know how people do it with less than that, to be honest. If you have a weak economy in this game, you can kiss success goodbye. I mean, it is one of the fundamentals that you just need. Yeah, so basically my dog's inside, and I didn't let him in, and it's kind of late, so I don't know who did. But I didn't hear any of the doors open, so he should be fine. And the cat's still meowing, which means that she didn't find a way out on her own, which is also good. I'll have to say, it's fine. It's probably fine. The hyenas feel unnecessary, but we'll make it work. we're kind of hurting for gold. I mean, I'm hurting for food too, but food is not as necessary right now. The gold and the wood probably are the most important, which is weird because Egypt doesn't usually need a ton of wood, but I've been using a lot of chariot archers. They've been strong units, and so I prefer to kind of have a good supply of those. The siege towers are probably going to cause me the most problems. Also, I have a feeling my Phoenix is going to go down here in a second. That's okay. Our Scorpion men do enough hack and crush damage that they can kind of help deal with that. They can kind of help deal with that siege tower. I'm going to need a new Migdol, though, because that's where I was training my chariot archers, and now I have none. Let's see here. More caravans, more gold workers. I mean, I've spent a decent amount of food on villagers, but every other resource I haven't spent on villagers. I've just been spending them on units and upgrades. And there's been so much to buy and so much outside pressure that I'm just kind of sitting at... I'm only just now starting to get enough resources to feel safe. Not great, you know, ideally I'd have about 5,000 of each in reserve at bare minimum, and that would be after getting all my upgrades. But I've got a couple thousand, which means in a pinch, I can train an army, or I can get these upgrades. You know, the unit upgrades are really helpful. If we can get champion units, that will change a lot. I would buy champion charioteers, but I don't have the Migdol, so... Let's see here. I'm going to build a temple, that way I can drop off this relic. Every little bit of extra help we can get makes our life so much easier. So if you get a chance to collect a relic, do. It's worth it. And we have Citadel walls, which should buy us more time, so that's good. This is another one of those levels where you really kind of only have to play the objective. I mean, in theory, they're all that way. But really, all you have to do is get the Osiris pieces into that square. And it does not matter how sloppily you do it. But I am going to have a big enough army that I can march right in, so I'm not too worried. It's just, if you wanted to speed it up, you can just punch a hole and try and get your Osiris pieces all in one spot. There's kind of an approach from the middle, kind of halfway between Arkantos, Ajax, and then the others. But I'm going to kind of pincer the maneuver them, so we'll go from there. I need more favor, which means I probably need another monument. Alright, let's get 8 gold villagers. That should bring me up to 40 on each. 40 on gold, which is kind of an excessive amount, but the flip side of that is that we're not going to be hurting for it for a bit, and gold is probably one of the biggest resources that we're going to need. I mean, Egyptians rely so heavily on gold, and all their units need it, and caravans are kind of slow to get it, so having a little extra doesn't hurt. So I knew there was stuff down this way. I haven't focused on it too much. I did not realize that there was a gold mine. It looks like there was a gold mine. Is that what that is? No, that's rubble. There still might be a gold mine, but... okay. Don't have the favor for meteor strikes, so we're just gonna have to get the army over there. And I just realized I haven't been playing sped up this whole time, so we're speeded up. I know technically it doesn't change the relative movement of the armies, like their army's still gonna get there before me, but it seems like it's going faster, and I need that. If we can drop the camels, that would be great. The camels are what worry me the most because they can harass our charioteers, and we can't really do that much. Let's get the rest of our upgrades for the charioteers. Champion charioteers are gonna be nice, and champion elephants are already really nice. That was kind of the reason I went with Thoth this level. It doesn't really matter which one you go with. I think you can do it either way. But the upside of Thoth is that your elephants are stronger, and I knew I was going to be using more elephants late game as kind of like Not exactly a siege. I mean, they will be a siege unit, but they're just kind of heavy cavalry. So I knew I was going to be using them at some point, and cloth would help. See if we can get somebody over here to deal with these phoenixes, because they are harassing us. That meteor shower is unnecessary. They don't harass you too much over here, but every now and then they'll send something, and it's just really annoying. So, don't sweat it too much. Get Migdol over here, and they're attacking again. Okay, this is fine. This is fine. Let's get more elephants. Elephants are going to be the play here, so just kind of, you know, keep training them once you've got the money. Let's see. Let's fortify this a bit. We've almost taken them out. Taken them out on this side. So I mean, I don't mean take them out in the sense that, like, you know, we destroyed their army, but I don't think they're going to be. They've kind of got a forward base over here. I can destroy that and I'll be in good shape, and they're not going to be attacking us as hard. Oh, there's a gold mine. Okay. I didn't realize there was a gold mine back here. Okay, so when you go play through, just bear in mind there's an extra gold mine down here you can take advantage of, and a lot of giraffes if you need the food. In fact, it might not be a bad place to set up it for no other reason. You know, you can have your units well behind the line of fighting, and that is something that makes, you know, it's so much easier. It's so much easier when your villagers aren't constantly being killed. You gather resources a lot faster. Have them build a lumber mill on the other side. Finish rebuilding our citadel. 18 elephants. Seems like a lot. It's not enough. We're going to get more. I need more towers so that those phoenixes die faster. Let's get another one over here. So the idea of this big door, we don't actually need it for protection. We need it to train our army from. Because I'm going to be moving in with a lot of elephants from Arkantos and Ajax position. It's less defended on that side. Okay. Attacking my villagers is unnecessary, but I would like to keep this Migdol up if at all possible, so we're just going to let him go. Let's get our last monument, because I am still kind of hurting for favor. Alright, so I'm probably going to go back, like I said, I'm cutting out some boring parts. I'll probably cut out the training of a lot of armies wherever I can. So if you see weird jumps, don't worry about it. You're not missing anything important, I promise. So like I said, this portion is less defended. Man, those phoenixes are annoying. They're not tough, it's just, you know, they bypass all your defenses. So they have like a tower and some walls. You can get through that pretty quickly, especially with a couple of a couple of catapults. And I did train catapults for just that. Let's see here. They do pivot their army, but we've got enough of an army that I'm not too worried about it. I just kind of want to punch a hole through, that way we can walk the caravan through when the time comes without too much resistance. Okay, so they've got some outer defenses. I've been going through and destroying them, mainly some towers. It's nothing too serious. But once they're gone, we can connect our forces, which will allow us to attack from any direction we want. I'm telling you, man, these chariot archers, I love. So, I'm not sold on most of Egypt's barracks units, but the Migdol units are insane. I love all of them. So, well, that's not true. The camel riders kind of suck. I mean, they're okay. They're kind of a light cavalry. But the elephants and the charioteers are phenomenal. Okay, so they've got a barracks over here. That is where some of their troops are trained from. Barracks, siege works, and a temple. We destroy those. That will kind of slow them down a bit. It's not going to stop them entirely. They do have a lot of unit production behind their main walls. But this should buy us time. cannot cast a meteor yet. I don't think I have line of sight. We got enough favor though. We finally get some favor. Okay, so I lost most of my army there. That's fine. I did pull some back before they died, so we've got a few elephants left over. I'm just gonna go hard on elephants right now, and a few catapults for more siege. They're heavy units, so we can train them, and they should be able to tank most of the damage from most units. Some spare villagers, just have them touch up a couple of things. I mean, these elephants, they're just insane. The big gold units, they're overpowered. I mean, most fortress units are pretty good, but I feel like... So Greece has the best with their special units, but outside of the special units, I think it's Egypt. Oh, my mouse is struggling. I'm gonna have to get a new mouse. It keeps disconnecting on me. So it'll pull to one side of the screen, and I have to wait for it to kind of fix itself. It's just no fun. Ooh. Okay, well that's no fun. I'd like to be able to do something about that raiding party, but I don't have an army nearby or anything to train them with. Let's just get these caravans over in place, or these Osiris pieces. Once I'm done with that, we'll worry about reclaiming the last one. They may bring it over there for us. Sometimes they like to do that. If they do that, I won't complain. It'll make our lives so much easier. So this map is nice. You do actually have enough resources to work with. Gold is a little bit scarce, but I forgot about the gold mine directly to the south of me. So if you take advantage of that, you should be fine. It's just... it's the constant pressure that makes it difficult, but it's not nearly as difficult as some of them have been. Like the Chiron episode, or level was just ridiculous, because we had next to no resources and we were expected to put up a decent fight. Here, we have some resources to work with. Everything is easier, so I'm able to kind of take my time a bit. I'm able to keep up some decent pressure, not worry about losing an army because I can retrain it in no time. It's pretty nice. Ooh, okay, so we captured the last Osiris piece. Let's get it inside that square. Now, the way it works in this game, in the original game, it's just kind of like the most units around a claimable object got priority. In this, it's the last person who owned the thing gets priority. So if all of your units but one dies, while the enemy is surrounding your Osiris piece, it doesn't matter. As long as you get more units there in time, you keep the Osiris piece. Which is nice, so that now that we've claimed it, we don't have to kill off their entire army. We just kind of have to leave a couple stragglers to keep them focused on the stragglers instead of the Osiris piece, and then we can walk the Osiris piece into place. And that should take care of it for us. Let's see. Let's go ahead and chop down some wood over there. And there we go. It really, it's not a terribly difficult level. If you can survive the first initial push, I'm talking probably the first 3 attacks, you should be all right. As you can see, they had some later on that were a bit tricky. One that wiped out a town center, a couple of Migdols, and most of my army. So, but that was me being reckless. If you keep your armies close, you should be all right. It's just kind of a fun, well, it can be tedious at times, but it is kind of a fun film, so, and we needed that. The last couple of Osiris piece levels have been rough. So that's the end of this one, where they belong. Next is, I forget the name of the next mission, but we're going to be going back to playing as the Greeks again. It's a fun little excursion. I highly enjoyed it. It's one of my favorite levels from the campaign, probably top 5, and I think you guys will enjoy it too. So we'll have a brief interlude between the Egyptians and the Norse, where we're back to playing the Greeks, just for one level. It's a lot of fun. I'm hoping to have that out by next week. But in the meantime, just leave a comment down below. If I'm trying to improve a little bit bit by bit. So if there's something you guys want me to improve, if there's something where you're like, this is just driving me up a wall that you do this, leave a comment, because I'm trying to fix these things. If not, just go ahead and like and subscribe, and I'll assume that I'm perfect at everything as per usual. So thanks for joining, guys. I will see you next week.